what's going on, my good viewers? My name is Evercade, welcome to the channel, and today I want to talk about a little something that we haven't really discussed on this channel. I want to talk about one thing I do not like about the Evercade, and this is something that affects a lot of gaming platforms, especially retro platforms in general, and that's sort of my opinions on Evercade's game library. Now, first of all, I've got to admit, I do think Evercade has some amazing games. Obviously, it's got some games from Double Dragon series. It's got games. It's got R-Type coming. It's got games like Gradius, Valus. There's tons of great games on Evercade. But my problem with the Evercade, and this will be hit or miss depending on who you are, is the sports games. Now, I'm not a very sporty person, and people will argue, well, we've got the games like Sensible Soccer, which is true. We have Sensible Soccer. We have a few other sports games here and now. I say a few. We have loads of them, but there are games on Evercade like volleyball. Why? NES volleyball game. Why do we have that? There are games like, the Remnant cartridge, for instance, right? It's just basically 6 games, one platformer, one God Simulator, one puzzle game, and everything else is a sports game, sports-related game. Now, I haven't got nothing against sports games, but for instance, football, which obviously is a huge sport in my country, I'm talking about like the actual proper football, like Premier League football, not that NFL crap. Basically, in my country, football is a huge thing. But games like Soccer Kid and Sensible Soccer and, actual soccer, they're not really, from what these folks said, they're not really getting people on Evercade, And sports games, there's so many of them on Evercade because they're so easy to license, and so many companies made so many of them. So they're quite easy games to get hold of. Like the Iron Arcade cartridge has a game called 10-Yard Fight, which is an NFL game. We've seen tons of games from sports. This is how the C64 cartridge, which comes out in about a month's time, for the date of me recording this video, has a game on it called Street Sports Baseball. It's not surprising there's a lot of sports games on Evercade, but to me, the big downside to me is obviously a lot of them aren't very good. A lot of them are quite crappy games that were obviously made for a quick buck. Now people will argue, oh, well, there's some good ones. There are some good ones, I will say that. But a cartridge like Pico Collection 2 doesn't really feel worth picking up to me if I wasn't a collector, because all 16 games are sports or racing related. Now, I have had fun with that cartridge. I've played it with my cousin. We did, basically when she came over, I was trying a bunch of games with her, because she's getting an MKBS for Christmas. And basically, yeah, we played a few games on it, and that was basically it. We mostly played racing games, and there was no, she didn't want to sit down and play Soccer Kid or anything like that. So I don't see the point in sports games. And the sports games, also, there's so many of them, they're so cheap to license, so easy to get a hold of, because so many companies made them. But a lot of them aren't good. A lot of them they're very dated. They're not really that fun to play anymore. And personally, to me, I prefer Blaze focus on getting more shooters, beat 'em up, stuff like that, fighting games especially, because that's the stuff that sells. That's the stuff that would get the attention of the consumers who aren't already dedicated collectors, and maybe who will get into collecting Evercade for that. You never know. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you think Evercade has too many sports games? Do you think they don't have enough sports games? Is there a certain sport you want to see them add more games from? Tell me in the comments down below. If you're new here, make sure you share or you subscribe. If you're not in, make sure you like and share and all that sort of good stuff. I've been Evercade, and yeah, I'm finally back.